1,700. The Great Plains. The popular version. Native Americans living in harmony with nature before European contact disrupted everything. The Comanche reality. An empire built on systematic raiding, torture lasting days, captive-taking as economic foundation, women and children as property, men mutilated and sent back as warnings. This isn't European propaganda. Spanish colonial records document it. Mexican archives describe it. Texas Ranger accounts detail it. Comanche oral histories acknowledge it. We don't teach this. Not because it's force, because it's inconvenient. We imagine plains warfare sounding like Hollywood told us it did. A lone wooden flute, a gentle breeze, a man in buckskin staring peacefully across a canyon. That music doesn't exist here. It never did. The Comanche weren't playing flutes beside waterfalls. They weren't meditating under the sunset. Their sound was the opposite. A sharp, piercing war cry in high falsetto, meant to hit the nerves before the riders hit the settlement. Not mystical, not serene, just psychological warfare carried on the wind. The flute scene belongs in documentaries from the 1970s, not in Comanchería. The Comanche emerge as a distinct people around 1700, Shoshone speakers who drift south onto the Great Plains. Before horses, they lived like their Shoshone kin. Small family bands in the mountains, foraging roots and seeds, hunting deer and small game on foot. Dogs helped carry supplies. At that moment, they have no horses. None. Zero. Horses are a Spanish import. Escaped, traded, stolen after 1492. Pre-1700, the southern plains are mostly empty of people because you can't survive there without fast transport. Foot travel, dogs and travois limit you to river valleys. Then the Comanche get horses. Everything flips overnight. Mobility, range, speed. Small-scale pedestrian raiding becomes a continent-scale economic machine. By the 1750s, the Comanche control Comanchería, an area larger than France and Spain combined. From Kansas south into Mexico, from New Mexico east into Texas. Not through settlement, through dominance by raiding. Raids into northern Mexico, Texas, New Mexico. Targets are consistent. Horses, captives, supplies. Raiding parties of 20 to 200 warriors. They strike at dawn, take what they need, vanish before armies can respond. Men who resist are killed. Men who surrender face worse. Torture is deliberate, prolonged, instructional. Staked spread eagle in the sun. Eyelids sliced off so they can't close their eyes. Small fires built on the chest. Genital mutilation takes hours, sometimes days. Some are deliberately released alive, maimed, sent back as walking warnings. This is the price of resistance. Spanish records from the 1750s onward describe it. Fray Juan Agustín Morfí in 1777. Mexican archives through the 1820s to 1840s. Texas Rangers in the 1830s to 1850s. Comanche elders in the 1890s still spoke of it without shame. Women and young children are the real payload. Adult women become secondary wives or laborers. Children under 10 are adopted, raised fully Comanche. Language, values, identity erased. Cynthia Ann Parker, captured at 9 in 1836, lived 24 years as Naudar. When Texas Rangers rescued her in 1860, she tried repeatedly to return to her Comanche family. That's how complete the transformation was. The system runs for 170 years. Thousands of captives, tens of thousands of horses, Hundreds of settlements burned or abandoned. Spain can't stop them. Mexico can't. The Texas Republic nearly collapses because of them. The US Army needs 20 years and the deliberate extermination of the buffalo to finally break them. 30 million buffalo in 1850. Fewer than 1,000 by 1885. No buffalo means no winter food, no trade goods, no mobility. The economy dies. 1875. Last major Comanche bands surrender to reservations. Why don't we teach this? Because the narrative needs pure victims and pure villains. European colonization was genocidal. Smallpox kills 90% in some regions. Policy finishes the rest. Trail of Tears, reservation system, forced assimilation, stolen children, cultural extermination. This happened. It's documented. It's horrific. But when you point out that the most feared native power on the continent built its empire on 170 years of systematic raiding and torture, using a European-introduced technology, people think you're justifying genocide. You're not. You're just refusing to lie. Both truths exist. The Comanche created one of the most successful mobile raiding economies in history using the horse. European colonization killed tens of millions and erased hundreds of cultures. We created the peaceful native myth in the 1960s to 70s. Environmental movement needed symbols. The ecological Indian who lived in harmony with nature. Before that, different myths. 1800s, the savage Indian to justify extermination. Early 1900s, the vanishing Indian to absolve guilt. Late 1900s, the noble Indian to teach environmental lessons. Same playbook, different moral fashion. The Comanche weren't noble savages living in pre-contact harmony. They were post-contact masters of a European technology that let them dominate half a continent through violence. That's not judgment, that's mechanism. Comanche Empire, 1700 to 1875, built on the horse, on captives, on systematic violence. European colonization, 1492 to 1900, built on disease, guns, and policy. Tens of millions dead. Both happened. We teach one, hide the other. Give humans a new technology under resource pressure, and they build violent systems. Always. Same species, same mistakes. Case closed.